How did it feel to get back out on the pitch after a few weeks on the sidelines?
Yeah, it was amazing. A few conversations with the missus, which I think she was more excited than me. She'd been kind of stuck in the house every Saturday, so was looking forward to getting out with the kids for a few hours. But no, it was really good. Felt as though it took me maybe 15 minutes to kind of get up to the speed of it again, and even then I still felt a little bit rusty in terms of a few touches here and there. But I suppose that's only natural. I expect high standards from myself, and when I'm giving the ball away a bit more than usual, I was kicking myself in a few moments, but was kind of always expected to kind of go in and find my level that I was at previously, but I've been a bit delusional of myself. So I was frustrated with my own performance, but at the same time, the team were amazing throughout the game. I felt as though we deserved at least the point that we got in the end, but if not more, especially when we got on to 10 men. And I mean, you look at the stats when we were down to 10 men. I don't think you've ever seen that before from a team who go down to 10 men. So I thought we were incredible on the night, and we need to take that momentum forward now into another big game on Sunday.
I know it was pre-planned, you coming off at half time, but were you itching to get back out for the second half, just given what that game was like?
Yeah, I spoke to my brother after the game, and he was watching back home on Sky, and he said the camera panned to me at half time and I'm smashing the ball off my head in frustration, and then obviously he knew why, because it was pre-planned that I was coming off. But yeah, I was frustrated at half time that I was coming off, but cause I felt as though towards the end of the first half I started to find my rhythm, like I touched on, and started to maybe get on the ball a bit more and have a bit more of an impact. So that was the biggest frustration, but like I say, it was pre-planned, and then quite quickly then it kind of turned to me getting around Oscar and making sure that Oscar was good to go and was ready to come on and do what he does best, which in the time that I've been at, not only then, at the time since he's joined the club, he's been outstanding. So he's getting better and better every week, and he's been a real top player for us. So it was about getting around Oscar and the team and making sure that we were focused on going out and doing the job in the second half.
Great time to come back, though. You look at the run up until the split, and then the post-split should be exciting. How much are you looking forward to just what's possible for this Motherwell team between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, we've been looking forward to every game since the start of the season. I think when you're playing under the manager that we are, and you're playing the style that we are, and whatnot, that every game's exciting to play in. But like you touched on, now we're getting to sort of the business end of the season, and games maybe from the outside mean more to fans and to the press and whatnot. But to us, it's just another game to go and get 3 points and keep proving that we're a really good team. It's not about proving anybody wrong or anybody right. It's about just doing what we do every day and showing that we're a real good team and a top team that can keep improving.
You always had that such high expectations of yourself. You're talking about being a bit annoyed with how you're playing. You're part of your team. You were controlling the possession against Rangers. It was impressive to watch. But you feel like you get more out of yourself. Is that always the way you've been? Is it partly because of the season you've been having as well? No,
it's always been the way I've been. I've got the utmost belief in my ability that I can play at a really high level, and I think I've shown that throughout the season. And that was mainly my frustration coming off the back of last season, where it was the most difficult year in my career in terms of playing time, and managers' opinions of me, that for the first time in my career, managers' opinions of me were of that opinion that maybe I couldn't do a job for them, which I've never really suffered that opinion before from a manager. I've kind of always been a mainstay in a team and a big part of teams that I've played in. So coming off the back of a really difficult season last year, like I touched on, it wasn't about proving anybody wrong or anything like that. It was about proving myself right, and that the confidence I've got in my ability, it's about showing that I'm backing it up every week. And that was the biggest frustration for me with the timing of the injury. I was coming off the back of winning Player of the Month in the league, and I felt as though my form was in an amazing spot, the form of my life really. I started adding goals to my game and assists and whatnot, and I felt as though I was only getting better week in, week out. And that was the biggest frustration and the biggest kick to myself, because I was kind of feeling it for a couple of days, and tried to be the hero that I always try to be, which tried to play through these little things, and ultimately probably would have made it worse. So I went from maybe missing one game to missing 4, but still relatively young, and these are things I need to learn from quickly, because ultimately it could have cost me even more. I could have been out for the season if it would have made it even worse and whatnot. So that was the biggest frustration, but like we touched on, I've got the utmost belief in my ability that I can get back to them levels now.
You also get injured at a time when there's a lot of talk about you in newspapers, certain clubs interested in you as well. How did How did you handle that at the time? It was before your injury and then after injury as well.
No, listen, it's nice for anybody to praise you and to be talked about. I think if you asked everybody in every job in their walk of life, if they could be sat there being praised and saying that they can go to the next level and do a job at a better step in terms of like European football and whatnot, I'm sure everybody would like to be talked about in that light. Of course, it felt nice, but ultimately, if I'm not doing it on the pitch, then it means nothing. So, for me, it's about getting back to them levels and proving, like I touched on, that I'm a top player and that I can take that next step in terms of European football and whatnot. And this club's on that journey to European football. I think you can see that at the minute. We just kind of need to keep putting in the performances week in, week out to show that we can get there.
A lot of Motherwell fans have consistently been putting your name forward as a possible Scotland international. You can see from the stats in terms of midfielders in this league that that goes back that kind of assertion up as well. Is that a focus for you? With what's coming up ahead with Scotland, that if you could take your name in there?
No, of course. Listen, it'd be a dream come true to get into the squads one day. I'd be lying if I sat here and said that it hadn't crossed my mind at all. It is something that I think about, and like I touched on, the level I was playing at before the injury, I felt as though I maybe would have been knocking on that door and into them conversations, which was the frustrating part about the injury. One, I was felt as though I was performing for the club, which is obviously the main thing and really important, and I was contributing, but then also felt as though maybe I would have been entering in them conversations. So now it's the kind of mindset of getting back to them levels, mainly to help the club in the journey that we're on and where we want to get to. I just touched on the European football, that's a name for the club, so listen, we want to get there, but ultimately if that coincides with a Scotland call-up, then yeah, that would be the dream.